good.
Missed the toilet.
All right, guys, we're out here at our duplex. We're getting finished up on our current project, so the only logical step is to look forward to the next deal. So we found this duplex. It's actually been sitting on the market for over 200 days. And as you can tell, it looks pretty good from the outside. It's got the nice red door, new roof. We're here today to check it out, see why this property is sitting on the market. God, key just fell out, so hopefully there hasn't been any homeless people in here. Okay. Uh-oh, new roof might not be so new. That's not good. So we got some water bubbles on the roof here. Looks like there is a leak. And they got the walls opened up. Water damage here. Look at that OSB. It's got mold all over it. What'd they do with the windows here? Maybe didn't flash the windows properly either. So this property is listed at $79,000. We looked at the street view. We did our due diligence beforehand, and his existing house that was here, it looked, a lot rougher. I'll put the picture up. Now it looks a lot better on the outside, but now that we're getting in here, we can see why this property's been sitting for a while. Blake does disaster remediation, and we might have to kick it over to him because he's going to talk about some of these issues.
So yeah, guys, you can see here there's quite a bit of water damage, which I could see from underneath, just peeking from the outside, that all this framing is just about as black and moldy as that. So yeah, as Andrew pointed out right when we walked in, stuck his finger right through the ceiling. Definitely needs a new roof. I could see some light right there. I think I got some clips whenever we were walking around the outside that the boots alone on the flashing were just completely butchered on the install, so could just be a case of that. Looks like they got pretty far with electrical and plumbing, but if it's any as good as the other work, I may need to look into it. But yeah, all this would have to get tore out, cleaned up, and rebuilt. You can definitely feel it in the foundation, but peeking from the outside also, it's all just cedar beams and CMU blocks, so definitely needs a good foundation work. These cabinets are brand new, but unfortunately it looks like they've gone to waste already. The back's all swollen back here from water getting in. Just kind of a waste. Fortunately, when people put in money on a job like this and then they walk away from it, that's just what you get. They probably ran out of money. It's got a nice tiled shower. It was a nice tiled shower.
Wow.
But not finished. Missed the toilet.
Yeah,
You still have some galvanized drains. Definitely put a little bit of money into this place, but man, I don't know where the toilet goes. There or there, or is it a dual toilet?
you can get a little dual toilet action.
And you could tell they didn't really put all that much work into the electrical. They just chopped holes everywhere and ran it. But somebody put some money into this electrical work alone, so the sheetrock is definitely new. Was definitely new. Oh, it's 2-bed, 1-bath.
2-bed, 1-bath, just no kitchen or no living room.
No living.
You gotta have.
Which this could be your, push this over there, fridge is there. Looks like they have washer and dryer set up here.
We're always looking to get into multifamily. That's what we started with. We like to get into them, hold them, and then use that burst strategy to refinance and hold on to it. So that's something we always like to see. And looking at this unit 1, I don't know what unit 2 looks like yet, but I kind of like the layout. It's not a lot of square feet, but you do have a nice big window in the kitchen that brings in a lot of natural light. So it has a good feel to it. Sometimes you go into these old duplex units, you feel like you're in a prison. They would just have windows like that behind you, just small little windows with little natural light, and you feel like you're just in a cave. So
I like the hanging chandelier lights.
Yeah, that's people pay a lot of money for that. Got a little interesting driveway set up right here. They took the curb stops from normal parking lot and made a driveway out of it. I like it.
I did notice Walmart was missing a few.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of trash from the tear out.
And I gotta give a shout out to my dad. He's the one who sent me this property. Shout out to Rodney. He's
hot rod.
He's always finding good deals for us and sending them my way. So we do appreciate it.
Set up with dual meters.
Fence. Needs a new fence for sure.
Got that custom support.
Grass is nice and green for December.
Well, that's because it's been 80 degrees up until today.
That's true.
And as we always mention, big lot.
We love the big lots. Oh, I like this one. And we basically got a basement down here. Multi-level. Same thing with the electrical. They opened up the wall to run all the electrical and stuff. So we got a bathroom. It is not as finished out as Unit 1. Looks like they had to chip away to run new drain line. And they came in, put the concrete back, but they didn't do the tile over the top. They do have the same shower, same thing, it's chipped out. So I don't know if they put this tile down during the remodel, then ran into an issue with the drain lines, and then had to come up and tear it up. That may be where they started running into monetary issues. You know, that's what happens when you renovate stuff without doing your due diligence. You run into other issues when you start uncovering things. One thing turns into the next. Next thing you know, your bank account's red and the deal's dead. So you don't want that to happen. We don't do that. We do our due diligence. Blake does his due diligence. He knows what he's talking about. I need to do the underwriting on the real estate. It works out perfect.
Good team effort.
Good team effort. Get yourself a good team around you.
That's probably what the flashing looks like everywhere, and that's probably why we got some water damage. You don't want to see light.
We got a nice ceiling fan. Hey, they took the time to hang the ceiling fan. That's all that really matters in this Texas heat. Okay, so that's a bedroom.
Bedroom, bath.
Another bedroom and another bath. And another hole in the floor. Just watch yourself. Same thing with the plumbing. Just roughed in. Who knows how far along it is. All this electrical, all this plumbing is gonna have to be once overed. Hopefully they still stock this at Floor and Decor. We can just find it and match it up, finish it out.
Hey, they did get some Schluter. See guys, this is better than our comp. They got Schluter. Look at this nice finished edge. They went to that extent. That's what you want. Look how clean that is. Oh, they did the foundation back here, right? It's on sonotube. So looks like they left the front a little more original in the back. I like this setup a little more than the front so far. And with the front not having any living room, we can always look into that basement room, maybe flipping that around to the front. Since this looks like it's got a little bit more space already, it's kind of what I'm thinking. This has a living room, another bathroom, so that makes 3 bathrooms up here. It has a dedicated laundry room, just a basement. Still on pier and beam back here.
Where's la cocina? There's no kitchen.
It's right there. It's right here. This is your kitchen.
Oh, next to the toilet. My bad. It threw me off. This goes in there. Okay, here's your kitchen.
That goes in there.
Here's your stove plug.
Yep, stove. Kitchen setup. This toilet probably belongs in here. 3, 2.5.
3, 2.5. That's a pretty good. You can get some decent rent out of a 3, 2.5 around here. Maybe you could drop an island in here and still have your living room space. It has character. I don't know. It has nice square footage. Where do you think they ran into their monetary issues? You know, was it the roof? Did they get screwed over by the roofing contractor?
I think they went bass backwards. I think they did the flooring, the sheetrock, and the trim, by the looks of it, and then went back and started doing electrical and plumbing. Maybe they finished it out and then realized, hey, the plumbing and electrical needs more work, like Andrew was saying, but it seems like they did things backwards. You know, normally we start with all that roughing and then you go and cover it all up with pretty stuff. And right now everything's covered up with pretty stuff and then chopped up, butchered up. So Andrew's gonna go run the deal check. And he's gonna tell me how much we can spend. And then from there, we'll do a takeoff on how much it's gonna cost. But there's no point in wasting subcontractors' time, my time, his time, if it's not even gonna make sense, so.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, after walking through it, in our initial walkthrough, it's not one of the properties like the last one we walked through where we said immediately, man, this isn't gonna work for us. I think we found out today why the property has been sitting for over 200 days. Like I said, it's listed at $79,000. Now we got to find out what we're actually going to offer on it, because we're not going to offer $79,000 on that property. We already know it's a distressed seller because they stopped in the middle of the project. They don't want to sell it like that. They have to sell it like that because they got themselves in a predicament. That's just business. So we're going to go in, you know, we're going to use that to our advantage. Like commenter said, this is business. You're not making friends when you're making an offer. So don't be afraid to lowball. You got to come in with something low. You and the seller will come to a number that you're both comfortable with, and that's when you go into contract. That's when you close. But before we get to that, we got to make sure that we don't get put in a predicament like that. So I'm going to go home, put the numbers in dealcheck.io. That's the website we use. We don't get sponsored by them. I'm put the rents that I think we're going to be able to get in this neighborhood, and then we're going to see what we can go up to in construction costs and still make the deal work. If I find after running the analysis that we can spend $40,000 on the construction, I'll take that number to Blake, and Blake will say, yep, we can do it for that, or nope, we can't. And that's how the teamwork works between us. It's worked great so far, so that's the next step in this process. I'm gonna get that number to Blake, and Blake's gonna take that number and see if it even makes sense to move forward with.
Remember, if you're not embarrassed by your first offer, it's not low enough, AKA Hot Rod's favorite quote right there.
And he hit me with another good one the other day. My dad, he said that your job as an investor is to fix problems. The bigger the problem, the bigger the reward. There's a couple of problems in this property, but if we're able to fix it, we can make some money off of it. So that's what we're here to do, and we want to keep rocking and rolling. That's why we're looking at this one before we're even done with the next, because we got to move to the next property and keep it going. And we want to get to a point where we're running 3, 4, 5 of these deals at one time. That's why we're working as a team. We know we can do more when we work together, and hopefully we can keep scaling and moving up. And y'all guys are going to be along with us on this ride, so make sure to hit the subscribe and the like button.
Comment also. We like the commentary, but be nice out there, man. Be kind.
Yes, you know, one of our guys always worried about our vocabulary, man. Don't worry about the vocabulary.
We got that Medina Valley education, dog. Come on.
Get out of the comment section and get in the real world, make a deal too. Sometimes, you know, comment a little bit, but also get out there and make something happen.
Stay positive out there.
We appreciate all the support, guys. We'll see you on the next one.